running late a little more. Made a mistake. I go do some stuff in town, took longer than it. Well, things took longer than it should have. Today I'm just trying to get these two boys finished off. By that I mean getting these two done. So I've got the bases left to do. They are not finished. You think they're going to stay grey? They're not staying grey. I'm going to reiterate that. Guns to finish off. I've got highlighting work to do on these two, and I've got this one to finish in particular. I've been trying to get the orange look right on it. It will not look right. I've given up. So I'm going to try mixing some paints together to make the kind of orange I'm looking for. So let's see if we can get that done first. So I want a red. I want you. And let's see if we can actually get this looking right, because this is driving me, the saying goes, absolutely spare. It's driving me a bit partially spare. Bluntest of terms. Right. Paint stuff over here. Got my paint stuff down here. I've got paints down here that shouldn't really be down here. Why they are down there. Tidying it last weekend. I was in a rush to tidy up last weekend. I've also got to do the metallic highlights still on this boy and this boy. The metal work does not look very nice or clean. I've got some finishing up to do on you as well. So, first things first. Just going to grab some of this and do some post cleanup work, because it looks like there's been a bit of a thing going on around the edge of this. When I put them in, it will get all the metallics at least. Cool. Just leave that be. Now we're not gonna. I want some of this over here. It's contrast paint to mix with light orange. Also, I need to move these things around so I can actually get my elbows on the goddamn table, because this actually is very important. For some reason, my microphone is in the way and the wrong way up. Should have done. Not being very prepared today. That's on me. Right. Let's see if we can figure this out. Let's see if we can figure something out here, because I've tried losing all the orange paints I have, and not one of them is giving me the colour I want. Not one. So this is a 1-1 of Wild Rider and contrast ball red. See how this goes on. Maybe this is what I'm looking for, maybe it's not. Brush a little bit. It's a lot darker than what I previously had on here. That looks a lot better already. Cool. I'll get the other bits later. Now the question is, will it do the same if I start taking it across here? Will it do the same here? It doesn't desaturate the way I want it to. Okay. It's because that side has already been painted orange. It's already been painted over red and was not attempted to made orange. I tried to do a mixed colour scheme here, but it doesn't look right. But taking this further down, might look right in the long run. Still looks fairly red. Oh, well. Guess we can just leave it as it is. It has a bit more weathering in. Let's do the bits that are orange. So the orange bits are the bits going to come out of it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine with me because that's the bits that are the problem. I think it's orange. We'll just fix later. Deeply frustrating as this side came out all right. Leave that as is. Deal with the splash later. Right, that looks a lot better. And then we'll use this to take this down a tone. This is just too dark in my opinion as well. And as it's quite a thin contrast mix, it should not be very high pigment. There. So all I've got left to do on there is detail cleanup. No detail cleanup. Or the big scobby. Just going to fix this mistake from earlier. What's up with this brush? It's just splitting. Very unusual. Way. There we go. It doesn't want to stay together like it should when it goes in the hole. Keeps having oddly splitting apart. There we go. There we go. So all I have to do is metallics on here, a bit of post cleanup work here and there. Side note, where's my light? Can't help but recommend people pick one of these up. 20, how much was it? About less than, just a little over 20 quid on Amazon. Looking amazing. And it's really for camera taking photos, but it's brilliant because it's got magnets at the back of it. I can just mount it to my mounting where I want actually. Thanks, it said magnets. There we go. Seems like a little wear and tear on the material. I'm gonna go over. Nothing on putting a finger in the way. Done. So all I have to do in here, start dry brushing back on the metallics that were missing that I hadn't finished off. Dry brushing on. We've also got to do the highlighting on these two gun parts, and also the purple is gone. Hope it's not down there near the two purples because there was a bit of a splash accident with the metal. With these again, it's my mistake. As you know, stupidity is what stupid is, stupid does. I've also got to work out what colours to do the feed lines. I've still got this orange mix. I'm probably going to use that for these ones because I need something that'll stand out. Not on the purple. Not on the purple. There we go. Might as well just reuse this because honestly the yellow doesn't look that great. I know it doesn't match the colour scheme, but they're power feed lines. And I don't care. Unless it kind of works. Actually, it does kind of work. You need to have some shadowing around them though. They're a bit too light in places. That's easy to fix with, funny enough, rattling grime. It's almost a grime how easy they are able to fix things with that. Oh. Just double checking some things. Nope, good. Jesse and I know it's 4 o'clock. I know we've started a bit late. Lost about an hour of time. I will only extend until about 7. So I said this one was done. I'd say this one was done. Very nice seal. Right. Yeah, bottom is hell. That's not good. Look at that. I'm gonna have to get some more from somewhere. I don't understand how that's happened. Got new ones. I got another one somewhere I can reuse, but still, that's not good. Almost completely gone. Right. This brush up I just used. Do need to work what's going on because it's getting quite solid and chunky, that brush. I think might need soap in something because it's like feel like paint. The bristles in the middle feel like they're actually like a solid lump in there, lightly frozen together with paint. Watered down also plays quite well into what I need it to be. So don't need it heavy, just need it light. Brush over where I had previously dry brushed on the same similar metallic. There. Doesn't need to look perfect, just needs to look cleaned up. There we go. So ah, shit. I'll get that in a minute then. Right. Just clean that up. Let's get that last bit around the edge here. Okay. That's as good as we're going to get for now. That's for you. Both of you, I think. Change the light direction. Let that one dry. Okay. Let that dry. It's dry now. Perfect. It's very warm today, which is actually kind of worrying me about how quickly this paint might dry off. This mix I've made today. Right. I'm not going to do that red, but we are going to prep that brown. Mm. I don't want brown for this one. What am I going brown for? No, it's this one. Right. No, I'm doing that now. And I also know what contrast I can whack it with afterwards to make it give it a bit more depth, if I can just find it in a second. Right. A bit orange. No, no. Right. Nagaroth. Mhm. Right, driver's time. Not done. Stray. Perfect. Doesn't do so. Okay. That one's ready to be based up. Okay, all ready to go. Now we can desaturate that. Here's Indrashi Violet. Right, and I should be able to. It's like just Okay. A little bit of clean-up work needs doing. I'd say that's about ready to... That's about ready. Caribou Crimson time. There's one colour great for saturating, saturating, oversaturating. All right. It's fine. It's fine. This one next. So that's Hello. When did that happen? There you go. I'll do. So we're done with these for now. This guy does have one thing it's doing to him. I'm going to do just now. Hello there. Welcome in. Just working on some models today. About 20 to 5 in the at night here. The time zone difference. I'm actually running behind by about an hour. Not quite late where you are. The answer is yes, but local GW store probably will tell you no. I'm not. They do. They are. Last I checked, they still don't like anything 3D printed. Even that. That's just which is current policy, unless that's been a change recently, and I'm not aware of one. And play with friends is a different story, but not in one of their shops, unfortunately. Some people do play with substitutes for their models as well, which is also fine, as long as you have the core rules and you agree that's fine with the other person you're playing. How did I do that? I don't know, that's because it's sold off anyway, so. Oh, I know. I know what you mean. I'm just working my through. I am taking a break from buying anything. I'm just working my way through my backlog. Honestly, if you were over here in the UK where I am, you'd be paying a lot less than say in the US. But geez, they don't really give many people much term of wiggle room, and they cut their bottom line. Realistically, it's on there. It's their decision in the end, ultimately of the day. But just play how you want it to. As long as you got the rules, no one should. Unless someone says otherwise, it's not really a problem. Unless it's in one of their shops. Ah, Thai. What's it going rate? Okay, I don't know what the exchange rate for Thailand is. Over there. Okay, let's see. Ooh, that's a lot, isn't it? 52, 58. GBP, pound sterling. So 52, 58. That depends on that. That also depends on how much. That depends on the actual wages over there as well. I don't know what they are over in Thailand. Yeah. So there's about just under 12, just over £12 markup compared to where I am. So if I bought a box of Primaris Intercessors 10-man squad, it would cost me about £40. You in your currency is about 52 something odd. What was it again? Yeah. I don't know, and I don't know what the average wage in Thailand is. If I'm being honest with you, like I don't know how that matches up in local markets off the top of my head. But if you want to look at currency, it's itself. It's either abbreviated as that or as pound sterling. Either of those get you the same result, but depends on you're looking. Is that per month? Just out of curiosity, or is it per week? Just wanted to clarify. That's all. Per day. Per day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. curious. Yeah, that's fine. Not as broke as I am right now. I'm just started. I've got made redundant back in July, and I've just started a new job, so on a lot less hours. A lot more hours than the previous job I had, so just working my way back there slowly. Not just why I'm not spending any money on any of this stuff, because this stuff is expensive. Because this is expensive. Quite a fair bit actually. So I'm just working my way through the backlog of stuff I have to work on. Jeez. That is, yeah, that's way lower than over here. But of course, at the same time, we get charged. We get everything else is also costs kind of higher. Some stuff is also higher as well. Not in that part of the world. I'm not surprised, to be honest. I'm sorry to say. No, you wouldn't. You would need to be earning about. Well, thing is, if on your salary, no. If you were working over here, I am on a job that I'm starting a job that does 21 and a half hours a week. The rate of pay is about 12.36 an hour, and it's going up at the end of the month as well to about 13.56. So at the moment when I start it, and that's going to be times 21 and a half. This is week mind. That's 265.74 a week. Which is about 1,062. That's still not enough to survive on here, by the way. I've also got this job I'm starting has also got opportunity for overtime, and I'm going to be working at least. I need to get in at least 11 to 10 hours overtime a week across the 4 weeks to make that money up to something that actually. Yeah. Depends if you've got skill. If you can figure out how to get it, you can figure it out, and you want to work abroad, you can certainly try and do it if you've got the skill sets to do it. It just depends what sector you're in, really. If you're retail or something, it depends on how much you're willing to, what you're willing to try and do yourself. That's the only real option. This is why it's also frustrating because I've actually got, I've got a friend out in Indonesia, and what people end up doing with them is they used to try and buy them gift cards to play Steam games. Because Jesus Christ, in the local currency, Steam is expensive. Much left to do is there. back from the adverts. It's not balanced anywhere. We're about to go into a recession with everything that's going on at the moment. I can't go on particulars because of Twitch's rules. So it's absolutely fine. That just gets to you after. Try not to let the this is why I do this. This gets my mind off what goes on in the world. Oh. Helps. It really does. That doesn't, at least it helps me anyway. Helped me through some tough times before. But yeah. I mean, you want to get to playing this stuff, I think. Because all you need really are. The thing is with this game, you don't actually need the models per se. You do just. If you want to try and play with marked bases, you can, because certain models all have certain base size. Character observers have this particular base size. Regular Marines do have about that per se size, and certain vehicles have different base sizes. So as long as you get something to match the base size of what you're playing, it's normally, I would say, fine. Actually, I'm going back to your original question, and I'm wondering how to think about this. So it's really warm here. Huh. I don't blame you. My advice for you then, if you can find, try not to work, is try and get yourself out of that. First of all, you're working way too damn hard, I'd say, but then again, I also appreciate that you work hard as well. My thoughts. If you actually want to try and improve your situation, you could. There's nothing stopping you trying to upskill in your spare time, or learning different things and seeing what and trying for other things. If you got the brain for it, go for it. But just bear in mind, if you end up working like a corporate job or anything, you'll be dealing with corporate politics. And like, I don't know what you're doing at the moment, and I don't want to really pry as well. That's the other thing too. So, I mean, I've gone from working. I'll say this: I've gone from working in an office to working in retail. Got a goodbye there. Got a goodbye from well, card from everybody I work with there, but still. Yeah, I don't want to pry into your personal situation as well. I know some cultures are also more private about some of the stuff I've just talked about as well. That's the thing. I'm not. That's something I'm trying to get used to. But people really shouldn't be. You shouldn't live in a world where you're embarrassed about what you do for a living. Just my 2 cents on that one. I've got to get these guys finished off. Parade ready. Like Templars. Well, to be fair, to each their own. I'm more of a death. I actually was Dark Angels and then later Death Watch because I like the idea of the whole concept of a band of brothers. Because that was the problem with the Imperium. It lacked some kind of form of unity. Fair. Well, that's what you like about them. It's not my. That's not exactly my cup of tea, to be fair. I mean, it does kind of highlight that. No, that's the thing though about the setting. Nobody's a good guy in that, and everyone forgets that one. Not one faction is. I personally really do not get. Is it? Do you like it because it's the humor, or is it because, well, what? Because I admit there's some people who really like. There are some people, unfortunately, who really like their dark humor around that sort of thing. Me, as I said, it's not my thing. That's fine. The most polite one I've had in here so far. One time I had the guy come in here, literally, I said hello, and the first thing he said was, and I quote, was, "Oh, you don't like talking to people, do you?" As I said, "Hello, welcome in," and I'm like, "Well, that's nice." I just say that as soon as you joined, as soon as you joined my voice chat. TTS goes off. Just bear in mind that whatever you say, Twitch is listening, regardless. And bear in mind that I do game and know other people who kind of watch occasionally who will be less than appreciative if you try and put something in here. As long as you behave, I don't have a problem with you. But I will never understand why some people are like that. So at this point, I think you're trolling a little bit. But same time, look, I will not have a problem with you as long as you don't put that stuff in here, and that's it really. What I'll say on the subject. I don't want to keep. It doesn't pay to go and having problems with everybody under the sun. Is all I'll say. Same time, the world just people need to start realizing everyone's the same boat. Interesting. So that's an interesting. That's an interesting take. I'll be honest with you. Look, that is an interesting take because I've never seen it that way before, which is very well I taught. Hmm. Oh, mind you, I think I've had interactions with other people online who hold that kind of view too, but they just keep it to themselves. There we go. That's a bit tidying up done. Here's my lead belcher because I've got some dry brushing to do. Mm. That's how you want to brand yourself. That's absolutely up to you. That's absolutely up to you. At this point, I can't work. I'll be honest with you, mate. I can't work out if you're just messing with me, being serious, or trolling. I genuinely can't. Oh, shit, I didn't mean to do that. Grab that quickly. Mm. Well, I appreciate that you are. I don't know. I'm not very good at reading people, so sometimes I can't work out if someone just messing with me or not. Some people on there, Jesus. Hmm. Let's see. What was I? Trying what I'm doing right now. I've actually forgotten what I was doing. I've actually forgotten what I was about to do with this paint. That was it. Putting that back. Right. What's going on up there? I thought I fixed that one earlier. Hmm. Good question. I have eaten stuff that's claimed to be that has over here that is claimed to be Thai food. Whether it's actually Thai food, actually is the real legitimately, I do not know. I cannot say. I've been to a restaurant once a long time ago that did Thai curry, but I don't Thai red. I think it was red Thai curry I had, but that was a while back. I don't really know if that's a thing or not. That's the thing though, because I do know that it's not uncommon for like stuff over here. When it comes over to here, it usually gets altered, changed around, that sort of thing. What actually is what actually is in the recipe and everything else. So I don't think I really have. I can't really say with any 100% certainty. Trying to see what I've missed on this guy. Right, so it's just your reaching armor breaches. Hmm. So that's the. Yeah. See, I need to actually. Okay. Give me an example. Give me something that I've out of what limited to what I've amount of what I've had before. What you would you say? What could you say from that? Just curious. Because I've picked up a few recipe things I want to try at some point with a friend of mine who is who's into koi, but I kind of like collecting recipes to try to make on my own at some point. I've actually got a whole list of sauces I want to try and make, including what is basically called something called dragon sauce. I can't remember. In a while, I've got the recipe somewhere. I did it. I had it written all down to go look at the recipe ingredients for it when I had time because of my losing my last job. Let's see. Fried eggs, really. Okay. Um, we have those over here, but I do wonder what variation of it you would, how, there's a variation that you use. Because every country has a variation on that one, that I know of. Mm. Yeah. Fix up those mistakes I've noticed. Where those have come from. I don't know when these happened. Mm. Taking each now, I could probably go for some fried eggs myself right now. I'm getting hungry. I've only been at this for about an hour and a half ish, maybe less. Mm. Taking up time. Mm. Fried eggs. I actually wonder now if there is actually a difference. Made me curious again. Stuck in my head, I don't even look it up. Five. Mm. Oh, okay. Hmm. I was just looking at the cooking methods for how for the variation of how you prepare it over there, and actually that sounds deep fried in hot oil until it's irresistibly crunches. Yeah, see, we don't deep fry eggs here. We usually just put them in a shallow frying pan instead of like a wok. Fry them as well, but we don't deep fry them. You do you cook. You have to flip them halfway through normally. A bit different. Yeah, a little bit different, but actually a bit more sensible, I suppose, in some respects. Okay, I like that. That's nice. That's a good recipe, actually. That's not actually that. That's really. That's actually. That will go. That will work together really well. I like that. I'm making it sometime. But honestly, I don't have time to cook or anything these days. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes and this is what people forget about cooking. Actually, it's actually the simplest is. Sometimes it's Sometimes just something simple is usually the best. I had an uncle who used to be a chef, like one of the big restaurant type ones, but he would literally, well, he would just make the most simplest of meals for himself when he was at work or when he was at home. He never make anything super fancy, you know, and he could make some really fancy stuff too. I mean, we went round there once for Christmas, and he actually made creme brulee from scratch. We all finished when there was and what when we were all finished eating and there were leftovers. He gave the leftovers. He didn't. He gave the leftovers to the dogs. I'm like, okay. He was an odd fellow. Really liked his dogs actually. Not around anymore, sadly. Passed. Yeah, exactly. There's an art to it, and many people don't realise that. It's it's the same with painting. Same with model making. Same with any skill you try and pick up. And try and figure out why that's not going on. I mean, these guys right now, these are basically parade. These are basically game ready. They're not parade ready though. The detailing on them isn't good enough yet, as far as I'm concerned. But they're good enough now that they look good on the battlefield. I'm not so sure about this guy. The green on him doesn't turn out as well as I'd liked. I need to try and figure out a way of I think I need to make another wash actually, like I did earlier with the orange. On this, if I do something similar with the green. You're making me think about something here. Give me a minute. Where is that green paint? I need to make some both light and dark than what is currently there. It looks good, but it doesn't look right. It doesn't look uniform. And I'm wondering now if I can come up with something quickly. Please. Really? I didn't know that. I genuinely did not. I didn't know that either. But, I'll try cooking that sometime, see how it goes. I get a chance. Let's see. We'll find. We'll try and fix the green on this guy. So, out. How long have I got? 518. You over there. I'm going to start doing the bases in a minute after I've tried this little experiment. Because they are actually meant to be standing on ice. But when you're making ice, it's actually better to go work it up from a grey base and then go dark to light with dry brushing. Looks really good when it's done. Don't have any examples to hand actually. I do actually. This guy. I need to go around the edge. I need to go around the edges of him again, but he's gonna look good when I'm done. I finish that off. I'm going to do that actually. Really? Seriously? I honestly don't think I'm that interesting personally, but I appreciate the sentiment. Warpstone glow. Right. That's going to be too dark. Let's see how that looks. fair enough. Thin. I'm trying. Okay, come here, you. I am. Take your. Very well. I take your word. Let's try and see how this looks like, because I'm trying to reinvent the wheel here. What you don't know, think about GW when painting GW models is when you look at the box art. What many people don't realise is a lot of the some of the GW artists like to show off and paint stuff using mixes of GW's paint range, and it's when you read and the official, and it doesn't always match. So when you're painting stuff, you don't always make official painting guides either, which is absolutely frustrating, like you would not believe. Right, let's have a look at that. That's too close to the current. Let's let that dry and have a look at it in a minute. Actually, no. Actually, that looks a little bit better already. Maybe another layer of it when it's dry. Ah, yeah. Oh, don't get me started on Gunpla. I was wanting to get back into that actually. I've got an old it's embarrassing, but I have an old Gundam EZ-88. Was it the EZ-8? Sorry, to finish off working on from like 15 years ago. I keep meaning to go back to it and finish the damn thing off, because I was trying to get it into the color scheme being more akin to what it was on the TV show. Because I've watched that like, oh god, close to a decade ago, over a decade ago now. That's the thing. 1 second, I'll let you know. This might predate it. MG! It's an old MG kit. I had to remind myself. I've got to really get around to finishing it off at some point. I believe that's... Yeah, but it's an old one, so it is master grade. It's like... I need to try and do some time with it. The only reason I've gotten back to it is because I've got to redo... What I did was I started painting it to the original colour scheme spec, and then I left off on it. I'm going to try and restart it again, but what I'm going to do next time though is clean it up, spray the parts down, all the color, and then spray the parts down with GW paint, dark black paint spray. Then I'm going to use... I've got a whole bunch of grey and white paints. I'm going to dry brush it with afterwards. Or I'm going to try and spray paint it. Now I'm going to prime with a light colouring of grey paint. Was my original plan. And then build up the colour that way. Because that'll look a lot closer to the original kit colour. Then I've just got all to do the blues and other blues, everything. The blue colorations on the back, the feet, and then just do all the detailing work on it. The real thing is that I put this together. This is like one of the very first non-GW kits I put together, like over fuck me, long time ago now. Oh wow. I really should start looking. I've been debating about trying to do Gunpla kits as well. I really want to though. It's just right now I need to worry about I've got to get myself financially stabilized. I can't afford to. This is why I'm only going through my backlog of stuff right now. But at the same time, there's also a bunch of apparently GW losing them. There's some meme going around I saw, or some content creator GW using their mind over some new kits that they're putting out for Gundam. I meant to look into it to see what that was all about. It's probably just the usual hokum people just put out. Oh yeah, this is because people love this is the thing. People just like to make things blow things out of proportion. But I want to look it up at some point. I can't remember what it was called though. Um. Oh god, damn. Hey, I'll give you that. You are committed. Yeah. You know what you should do? If you got any finished stuff, uh, you should try and post it some publicly. If you can, post it online. Post them online somewhere because people always like seeing. I love seeing people working on new kits and other stuff. It's always been my main passion. Oh, Lord. Right, there we go. I mean, I got my own one actually up. If you give me a minute. I really should also link it to my profile when I get time. My social media accounts, because I do actually have a social media account link, but I have it set up so that every couple of hours it gets linked. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's fair. Um, I mean, to be fair, I've got like half an army just sitting around being unfinished. 21 kits. Many of them are actually like completed? Just out of curiosity. Just oh, half of them finished. Right, I follow you. Ah, okay. So you got some of the backlog to work through, and you got half the. So that's about seven. No, 21. Right. So about 10, 11 kits are actually done. Okay, that's quite a bit of collection actually. Just give me a minute. I'll just try to grab something. Where's that link? Give us a minute. I'm just finding something. Where's that gone? Oh wow, I haven't done that since. I'll be honest with you. I haven't done anything like that since I was a lot younger. I don't really have the time to commit to things because I've got an adult, unfortunately. Got to work and got to do other things. I think I have spent the longest I've spent putting together individual stuff together for when I first started out as a kid was like about 8 hours. So I've never gone that long. Never. Oof. Oh, points to you then. again, I have to limit these sessions of like 3 hours every Saturday because of commitments, other things I have to do during the day. Otherwise, if I had time, I mean, if I did that, actually, if I worked that much, I would probably have most of my kits, most of my models, my army done by now. In all honesty, you think I've got to get? Makes me think I've got to get my motivation on right. Bone, skull, top level, dead witch flesh. Up first, so we're going to start doing the base for this guy. What pallid witch flesh first? Who do we want? Wraith bone and then pallid witch flesh, I think. Or would deepkin? Not why? No, deepkin. Damn. Okay, I'm impressed. I mean, if you got like an imager or something, you should really just. Hey, if you got an imager or something, I wonder if problem you sharing that. By the way, if you got anything, you posted anything online to share it, because I like looking at new stuff, other people's stuff. Always have done. Ooh, that's that done. Right. Doing the first layer of this. Ooh, right, yeah. That actually, no, yeah. And then you just, I understand that fully well. I've got a few friends who got it as well. It's not, it's got some benefits, but I know I've seen the negatives, so I understand fully. In that regard, me, I'm trying to get an autism assessment sorted out. An overdue one at that. Decades overdue, in fact. I actually wasn't aware of that one. I'm not sure, but I'm willing to bet there are. I'm guessing it's the lack. I'm guessing it's the ability that you just lose. Well, how you lose just focus is interrelated to how you just lose focus. I wouldn't be surprised when the director decides to like check out at the wrong moment, as it was put to me, decides to check out and then come back several hours later, and you're sitting there wondering what the hell you've been doing. Mm. I'm glad. First of all, I'm glad you didn't. But two, if you can get help, if you can talk to somebody, I would advise you to try talking to somebody. Not the person talk about. Not I'm not. But maybe not. Yeah. You got anyone else you can talk to there? I would talk to them as well, but I don't know what it's like there. I've never had to deal with this stuff myself. I, I'm sorry, dude, but I really am. But you shouldn't really let it get to you so much that it gets to that point. I can sympathise though. If you've got anyone you can talk to, I would really would recommend you do so. Gotcha. No, that's alright. I got too much empathy. That's my problem, dude. Far too much empathy. I think I should have put another layer of texture paint on this one. See, that one looks great. This one doesn't look textured enough. I think hold off on that one. Mm-hmm. They're all the same. If you when you say you just want to eat, if that's what you meant, then I know what you mean. I agree on that sentiment as well. As long as you promise me that you do the same as well, for your own sake. Checking with your own friends. Mm. Also, I just realised I'm still tagged in the zone 0. Jesus Christ, that was a mistake. Not actually in the category, but actually my tags. I don't know how I managed to mess that up earlier. I'm still new at this stuff. But I'm still getting used to it all as well. Where's the texture paint? I think if we do this leg again, I'm going to do the base just one more time. I don't like how that's come along. Yeah. Listen, if you want to stop by any time, just get your mind off things, you're welcome to, by the way. Just keep, just bear in mind that I'm not going to be, just bear in mind, I don't like being too heavy with the rules. At the same time, as long as you come in here, you're polite, you're civil, I don't have a problem with you. Regardless, and that's regardless of who was in here. Ha. Ha ha. And I'm gonna, as long as you promise me you'll keep working on yourself. Hmm? That's all I ask. And get some more texture paint on this base because I do not like how thin this has come out on the other one compared to that one. Oh, hello. That's perfect amount. Yeah, just slap it on there. There we go. That looks a lot better already on that side. So I just need a bit behind it now. Let's see. That's looking a lot better already. I'll have to let that dry and build up another couple of layers on it because I'm not happy how that base was so thin. I put just such a thin coat of it on there originally. In the meantime, let's focus on getting this one done. Me, therapist. That'll be the day. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that advice. That's actually something I was not aware of. Actually, thank you for that. I'm not very good at reading people. I have had to learn to read people through a lot of exposure. Which is also why I've been trying to get this autism assessment sorted out because I realised over time that was not normal. And it gets even better because I was actually being guessed at by family members that that was absolutely normal. So yeah. Right. Deacon. It does. It gets. If you can get yourself assessed, it does get. You can. In some countries, you can get help. I don't know what it's like in Thailand. Over here, I should have been assessed as a child, but my. I don't want to go into that story. Yeah, a little too close to home if you follow me. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, don't let things. Just remember this. I'll say this: we're all in the same damn boat, whether we want to be or not. Things need to, honestly, in my opinion, need to change, but I don't know when if they ever will. Let's get this. Hmm. I need to double check my redeems actually because I need to set up some better customized redeems. I've realised. Thanks. Let's see. Let's see. Really need to clean those feet up afterwards, but I'll worry about that afterwards because that will actually. Because I don't really. I can just give little details like that bit, and I'm done. It also does also look like there's some snow ice on the bottom of the legs, so that's a win. I'll take. Take care. Same to you, man. Take care of yourself, okay? You have a good evening and a good day and a good night. Sorry, turn a phrase I can't get out of my head. He doesn't want to clean off you very well, does he? I'm gonna have to it's the brush cleaner. Thanks. Take care of yourself. Much appreciated. Honestly, that's also why I stream is try and make other people try and brighten people's day up a little bit. That's, we've all been in the dark places at least once in our lives. Good times rather than the bad. Right. White. Would I go with white skull or do I go Corex? Corex and more right paint, so I go with Corex. Ooh. What happened to you? Oh dear. Well, that's a bottle of dead Corex. That's a dead bottle of Corex white. Dang. Where's the spare one? There we go. Try and see if I can salvage that before I forget. There we go. Right. The green looks a lot more nicely uniform now and worn. Exactly what I wanted earlier. Too rubby. Rubby battle damage, but not that rubby. Do some cleaning of my brushes at some point, unfortunately. Right. So for the moment, this gentleman is basically done. Just go do a little clean up the base. He's virtually done. And I've got the ultimate weapon, and I've got to the alternate for the weapon systems. That's Caraborg. I don't want Caraborg, I want the Doom Bolt, because I need to do a layer around line around the base to make it clear where the baseline actually is when I put it down. A little down. That's why I'm using brown. It looks easier that way. Easier on the eyes that way. Needs a bit of water in that paint, it seems. Very dry. Just need this to know where the base and everything else ends. It's not fully dry. Paint's still not dry. Thing is though, this is really a dark, this isn't actually, the thing of brown is, it's not brown, it's just a dark orange. It also means I can paint it red if I wanted to, or orange later. Not that that would actually be any help. And also, it's a holdover of bad habits from back in the day. Back when everyone used to do jungle bases and then do brown around the edges, because no one ever knew how to do anything better. Probably use some other colour other than this then, to be honest. But it helps my eye, and actually when I put the model down, I can clearly see the rim of the base a lot better. It stands out a lot better to me. You know, the colours I seem to struggle with seeing. Bring that off. Right. So, oops. Be careful picking up, make sure there's no paint on my hands. What I'm doing on him really is fixing up that top level there, which I need to fix off quickly. I need to clean that up because that doesn't look right. No. No. I want Apex. Cyber brain. No. Wildwood? Maybe. Legion, definitely not. Too dark. Wildwood. There we go. That changes up the coloration just quite a bit. That changes up the coloration a fair bit. Now it looks like more of a copper tone as opposed to a silver one. Just keep you out of the way for a second while I do this. There we go. Another copper skull. Easily done. And I've also got one over here to do too. I've got one on this side. Got that one there to do. These are all magnetized. Most of this stream is just me talking to myself because a quiet stream does not really draw people in. If they have a look. The trick, so because that's something I've been reading about how to get better at streaming, is always keep talking to yourself or find something to talk about. So unrelated subject. Speaking of mechs, I'm looking forward to the next update on the Starship Troopers. They are finally adding the mechs in. Can't wait to see where that goes. Really can't wait to see where that goes. Maybe it might lead to revitalization of the game. It's been kind of a little bit dead for a while. Player base was quite quiet for a long time, sadly. They were adding stuff in on the regular, but it kind of petered out. They were when they did some major changes with the classes, there was like absolutely murdered the game, sadly, for a little bit because of bugs. They squashed them all, didn't back down. Pressed me a little bit. Yeah. I've got these two sets of guns to repair. So these set are for him. They're browned up to be made base coat red and base coat down to this. These guys, however, different story. Purple. And start painting where it's going to be solid colour. Not all going to be purple. Just want to grab where it's going to be mostly purple. Because this is the thing with purple paints, you need to work up colours to what it's because it adds shading and depth. I said depth. That's a word. That's now a word. Great. To what you're painting, and it ends up looking a lot better in the long run. Once you master something as simple as that, you can start making your models look really amazing. Never be frightened when you're painting bigger models to keep your colour scheme simple. Just as long as you make sure that your highlighting is complex, how do I explain this? For highlighting and shading, most important thing, shading looks complex and has depth to the character, does depth to the model. You can do a model, one simple solid set of colours, and it will look amazing. This is just purple and black, and some of the silver and metallic colours I have access to. And combined with some copper, it's amazing. Looks amazing now. There's some. I've got some work in progress on my blue sky, I think, somewhere. It doesn't have that. You can still see where it doesn't have that kind of colour depth. Now we're just building up to so what we're doing with this one, so we're doing exactly the same we did here on the purple on this as well. This is what I'm putting on right now is Nagaroth, which is a very dark purple. Then after that we're going to dry brush on some Phoenician purple, and when that's all dried off we are going to do a bunch of weathering and edge highlighting with some bit of rust grey layer, and over the top of that then a thin veneer of Jerichi Violet for the purple, and that's just for the purple alone. Trust me, that'll look amazing. It looks good on that. I've really got to do some new photos at some point and post that to my blue sky. Also posting some stuff to other places too. I've got some image-based accounts. I've still got to add to this to my goddamn Twitch. I keep forgetting to. been so caught up with trying to find a new job, it's just been driving me absolutely around the pen trying to keep on top of things. A friend of mine pointed out that I've been so stressed out that I can't even game properly. So amazed I can't game at all. Because last night they got me marathon and I was playing that with them, and they got down and I turned around to start shooting them. It's just so stupid. It's not even funny. Okay. That's all the stuff that's going to be purple done. Including some stuff that probably isn't going to be purple later on anyway. I was hoping as well to be mostly caught up. Checking out 7, unfortunately, my time, which is in about 40. No, actually, about an hour. Got some IRL things to do, unfortunately. Right, so that's that done. Just want to get you out of the way so you can go dry over here in peace. Yeah, somewhere in here I've got my reds. So I've got brown, brass scorpion, the fiston. So exactly the same as with the purple for the Venetian. With the Venetian purple, we're going to be using the fiston here to add on another layer of the parts of this gun. Let that dry, and then we're going to do the same kind of highlighting with the Wild Rider here as we will be doing with the Rust Grey. We've also got to do all the metallics, which means also painting everything grey. That's not a joke. You just dry brush grey, then you dry brush metallic colour over the top. Usually lead belcher guns. Because it adds depth to what you're looking at. There we go. That's the first stage of that done. Unfortunately, I've also caught some red paint on some things I didn't mean to. Not notice where this is going on is also adding in an extra light bit of shading as well automatically if you can get the angles right on your brush. Later on, this also cuts down the amount of work you have to do other things with highlighting things too. When you do go to do any highlighting, it makes it look a lot better as well. Now you can put this on, but I recommend dry brushing it on. And slanted brush like this is perfect for this. GW started selling them recently. You can make your own actually just by buying a brush this length and just snipping it off. There we go. See, now we're all done with that. And we'll leave the stuff that is black. I don't care about staining because we'll do that later with the, we're going with the grey. It's just got a few little bits underneath here to deal with. These won't come through as perfectly red, but they'll become through red enough when we go back in later. Just need them looking good enough so I can have to worry about them later. Honestly though, most people won't look at the side of your model, so that's not a big issue. No. That's one done. That's one part of it done for that one. Now, admittedly, I'm copying some of GW's approach to painting a bit here, but honestly, breaking down it by parts is actually good. Way to start a project. Also remember with painting with GW paint, stop occasionally, clean your brush off. And switch another brush at the same time if you've got one, because you do not want to get the brush turning into a solid lump like some are turning onto over here. At some point I need to go through all and try and fix that. Just aware of the fact that the brush, this isn't actually on screen. Flip. Still getting used to all of this. Not done. So that's another gun ready to go. Let's get greyed up and get silvered up. Right, so anything left to do. So he's got these two left to do now. Clean this brush off. Still might go change my paint water in a minute. Right. So, Venetian purple time. This, I'll be honest, really, painting purple has a lot more extra steps than painting red because you need to work your way up. Unfortunately, this one. There we go. That's popping a lot more now. When that dries, it'll be a lot brighter as well. Going barrel time. Okay. This should look amazing when it's done. But not right away. Now we won't be doing the HI lighting until we've painted all the other solid colours in. We've got to do all the other colours as well. So that's something else that I've got to do. Okay. So now both guns. Prepared to be grayed up now. Base coat with metallics over the top afterwards. I'm using slanted brushes for this one. Where is there you go. Mechanica standard grey. Dry brushing this. Easy so far. Dried already. So I'm mad if the grey gets into the purple, because the grey also is roughly close at this point, is so lighting down. It's very similar to the rust grey, so shouldn't actually cause too much contamination to worry about, as long as you're not going in there heavy. That should be fine. Okay. Right. Until the grey done on you. Clean this brush up because I've been using it for too long. How's it sound? Yeah. I'm going to drive over there for a minute. You next. And I'm with the same. Okay. Trying to think what else I've got to do after this, because I'll just keep trying to get these done. And then, I guess, get to the Space Marines next week. Assuming I get these finished off, because I've still got one base to finish off too. Ugh. It's quite funny how long it's taken long to paint these. Makes me wonder if I had used a more detailed paint scheme, how long it would have taken me. That's a sobering thought right there. Beautiful. Let's see. Okay. Easy bits done. Let's get it done. Let's get this done before we do the gun barrel. All right. Fix that one later. The purple. Okay, that's two guns. That's those two down. I'll clean up the back of that later. I didn't realise I didn't come through so cleanly when I must have slipped out of the model. Sprue. Model sprue. Need more grey paint. Yeah. Next one. Hey, Jasmine. How's it going? You missed the weirdest conversation ever in here. Hope you're doing all right. Also, wow, Hey, that's literally both sets of guns done. So, good. I'm glad you are. I'm close to wrapping up anyway. Ended up being late today and getting close to my 3 hour mark, but I'm also kind of like, need to eat something soon. Mm. Actually, I'm just relaxing as well. This is my form of relaxation. That and that damn fishing world. Speaking of which, Iceland to get the volcano. Got all but. I think I have one more gem to get. Also, I do request if you are lurking, please periodically tap a key or something. Tap a key. I mean, could I get an F in chat perhaps, or maybe just hit an emote. Or just trigger one of the emote. Just trigger an emote. Please. I'm only saying this because of how the metrics now work on Twitch. There's one gun down. Whew. And honestly, I think I need to go eat something. It's now the 3-hour mark. I appreciate some people you just turned up, Jasmine, but I've got to go do things. Yeah, I'm meant to be a stream today. I was going to try and do an extra hour, but I ended up being late because I had to do things this morning again. I got to get better organized my stream on Saturday. I did do 2 hours beforehand of Zenless on Zero, trying to catch up on the side stories for that Charon's done. I don't have anything to anyone here, but hey, means something to me. So, mostly getting there. That's one mostly done. Bit of flash. Oh, I can fix that later. That's one mostly done. So getting there. And both of them are set up in Warglaive, set up as Warglaives at the moment, so they're ready to go. So I can, and I once I get this painted up, I got 2 Warglaives ready. I got 2 Warglaives ready to go, and I literally got 2 Warglaives ready to go in, or 2 Helverins, or a War. Oh, and I also got the Combat Patrol with a Warglaive and a Helverin as well. Though this base needs finishing off. Now the base on this guy needs finishing off because it's still drying. It wasn't textured enough for my liking, so I redid it. I'm really happy how these two are turning out. Just gotta do the metal edge trim on the metallics. On the main parts. Oh, we're done. I'm great. Look, I'm really happy how this guy's coming on. I like the purple one no more. The one that I've had the most success with the color scheme with. But that's practice. Right. Minor updates time. Tomorrow should still be doing co-op stuff. If not, it'll be something that's on Zero or something else because I don't know what other people's availability are. We're not going to be doing Spindle co-op. We're probably just going to be firing up, honestly, a couple of rounds in Dark Tide because the new updates and that are finally out. Oh, that's what's spare. My brain has got some juice in it. I'm gonna just finish off his base quickly. So we're doing that tomorrow. Monday might be doing marathon or our creators. It depends really. Because honestly, it kind of plays to my whole thing of trying to get good at shooters. Competitive shooters at that. There will be at least, I will be streaming at least twice a week some more art some more of what's coming out for Zone Zero, and I believe the update is out on Monday for that. So I will be doing a early morning stream for that for a couple of hours as well. I'm just going to update my schedules. It depends, of course, when the release date time is. Otherwise, I'll be doing that on Tuesday. For definite. Other stuff. Definitely going to head back to Monster Hunter World at some point. We'll be doing that during the week. Got a lot going on. But I've also got to touch base with people today and find out what's happening about tomorrow, which is my next primary concern. If I get that done, I gotta adjust my plan. I want to try to just get on top of adjusting my plans. I'm also starting a new job on the 30th. which won't be as high paying as my last job, but at least be better paying than my current job. I'm not happy I had to make the ship. I actually like the job I was doing, but it didn't pay enough, so I had to leave. Same as everybody else. Anyhow, you all stay. You all have a good day, good evening, and good night, whether you're on the rest of the world, and stay safe. And I'll catch up with some of you all at some point. And yes, Kurumi, I can see you lurking there. I'll catch up with you later as well. Don't worry. And don't worry about me so much. I'm fine. Whatever information you're working on is out of date massively. So I do need to talk to you. Anyway, crap rave. And I can't show you my music, so unfortunately this is all you're gonna get. Alright. Later all.